right. Good morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock, so we will get started. My name is Amy Reardon. I am the Outreach Specialist with Delaware Commute Solutions, and I'm joined with my team members, Kathleen Greer, Sarah Bett, and James Williams. Please feel free to utilize the chat and go ahead and put your name and let us know where you're joining us from. And if you have any questions, you could do that too. If you're not able to utilize the chat, towards the end of the presentation, you could take yourself off mute. And if you do have any questions, that would be a great time to ask them as well. And I want to thank you for joining us. May is Bike Month, so today we are going to focus on biking in Delaware. And this will be recorded, so we will send this out to everybody who has joined, and you can feel free to share this information as well once you receive the recording. So we could go to the next slide. Before I introduce our guest speaker, John Fiori with DelDOT, just want to take a quick minute to review Delaware Commute Solutions in case this is new information for you. So Delaware Commute Solutions, we are a free commuter program under DART First State, which is the public transportation for Delaware. And what we do is we work with employers, higher education institutes, employees, students, anybody who's commuting to work or school to assist with transportation options, because our mission is to reduce the amount of single occupancy vehicles that are on our roadways. And this also is going to improve the air quality. We are state and federally funded, so there is no cost to utilize Delaware Commute Solutions and the benefits that come with it, such as our customized commute planning, our guaranteed ride home trip reimbursement, as well as our monthly gift card giveaways. We could go on to the next slide. So we focus on all modes of clean commuting, but for today, we are going to focus on biking. So I would like to introduce John Fiori, who is the bike coordinator with DelDOT. So John, I am going to turn it over to you, and thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you, Amy, for having me at this little conference or webinar today. Again, my name is John Fiori. I'm the bicycle coordinator for DelDOT. I've been with DelDOT since Saturday, or this past Saturday, for 37 years. The last 11 years as bicycle coordinator. And today I'm here to talk about some of the programs that we offer for safe biking in Delaware. All right, next. Excuse me. And this is DelDOT's Excellent in Transportation. We go over every trip, every mode, every dollar, and every one. And this is just a quick agenda of what we're going to be talking about. Some of the last year's crash statistics, talking about the Delaware Bicycle Council, the DelDOT bike programs that we offer, bike safety and education, and our Bike at the Beach website, and e-bike safety. Now this slide here, it just shows the 2025 Delaware crash statistics. And last year, there you can see on the left side in the middle, there were 4 bicycle fatalities. And I believe this year, if I can remember the numbers correctly, we are already at 2. So you can go next slide. So I wanted to kind of go over the Delaware Bicycle Council. The Delaware Bicycle Council was established in 1990 by state legislation to advise on bicycling matters, safety, and education. With its creation, it was celebrated by the inaugural legislators' ride from Polly Drummond Hill to the state capitol that same year. This is a state government commission with members appointed by the governor, including representatives from various departments, such as Department of Transportation, Department of Education, Homeland Security, police, and private citizens. The council reviews and works on bicycling safety issues, education, and making recommendations to state agencies on bicycling issues. And then at the bottom, there is a website for more information on the Bicycle Council. Now, one of the programs that the council has every year since 2015 is the Cycling Infrastructure Innovation Grant. This is a grant that is awarded for small bikeway innovations to communities to fund project ideas designed to make family-friendly bicycle network improvements that will enable more people to safely get where they want to go by using a bicycle. And the total amount for this year's grant is $50,000, where the council anticipates funding at least 2 projects, depending on the scope and scale of the project. Now, I will say that when this grant was first issued in 2015, the amount they had was only $10,000, and that went towards a construction project in Bridgeville to build a shared use path from the Bridgeville Little League Park to Heritage Shores, which I believe was completed somewhere around 2017. So the funding has increased over the years, and last year was the first year the grant made it to 50,000. So it is still that amount for this year's grant as well. Those eligible, are municipalities, all municipalities, and the 3 county offices within the state of Delaware. Grant requests must demonstrate the need for cycling improvements and or infrastructure that will benefit and be supported by those in the community. So basically, if a town or the county has a cycling project or idea that they want to move forward with, we strongly recommend that it first have the approval of either the town council and or the community, because without their support, the project may not be able to move forward. Now, the time frame, the application opens the beginning of April and closes the end of August. The council has a working group that consists of about 5 to 7 members. And at the end of August, when all the grants are submitted, that working group reviews the grants and then sets an interview with each of the applicants, where they meet each of the applicants on site, and that is when the applicant has their chance to litigate why their project should be selected for an award. Then once all the interviews are completed, each council member then ranks the applications with a scoring sheet that we have. Then the working group meets and reviews and goes over each ranking, and then comes up with a final ranking. And then with that final ranking, the working group will then go to the typically it's the December meeting, and then make their recommendation on which applicant is awarded a grant. Typically, obviously the top 3 are the ones that, if there's enough funding, the top 2, if not top 3, are the ones that would be recommended for a grant award. And then at the December meeting, once the council approves awarding the grants, then everything falls back to me to work with those applicants to get the funds transferred over to them so they can start working on their application. A lot of the applications that are received are for feasibility studies. Doesn't necessarily have to be for a feasibility study. Last year, a grant was awarded to the city of Newark for construction funding. But the typical award that the council looks for is for a feasibility study. For more information, there is a link on the Delaware Bicycle Council website about the grant, which is shown below. So one of the programs that the DelDOT Bicycle Program has is what we call a bicycle rodeo. Bicycle rodeo is basically a clinic and skills event which provides an opportunity for cyclists in 3rd through 5th grades to practice and develop skills to become better cyclists and to avoid collisions. What typically occurs is if a school is interested in having a bike rodeo, they would contact me and we would set up a date where DelDOT would come out and set up the stations, and typically it's in a parking lot, and have the rodeo. But one of the caveats is that a school instructor, which is typically a PE teacher, would teach the bicycle safety curriculum. And as a award for taking that bicycle safety seminar through the school, DelDOT will come out and do the bike rodeo. Right now, we've done 3 rodeos this year. We expect probably to do at least one more before this school season ends. And then some schools do contact me later in the year where they schedule rodeos in the fall. Right now, like I said, we've had some events already. We've done one at WB Simpson in Camden. Then we've done one in Lord Baltimore Elementary in Ocean View. And then this month, at the end of this month, we're going to be doing a bike rodeo at Downs Elementary in Newark, Delaware. So this is kind of give you an area view of what a bike rodeo looks like. DelDOT has all the bikes and equipment. So we come out and we set everything up. We have different stations set up. It's kind of, I'll try to explain from this picture here, but on the far left, you'll see a line of cones set up. That's a station, what we call a zigzag. The students will ride their bike in a zigzag fashion, go around each of the cones. And then when they come to the end, we have an area where they will be asked to stop. There they will be practicing their hand signals. So, we teach them the left, the turn, and the stop hand signals. Then once they go through that, that next station there is what we call a rock dodge that's on the bottom. So the intent is to ride between the yellow lines and avoid hitting our rocks, which are nothing more than tennis balls cut in half with their front tire, because it's easier to lose control of a bike hitting an object with a front tire than it is running over with your rear tire. The next station, what's on the far right, is what we call a line of sight. What the student does is they ride along that yellow line, and they'll get to a point where someone will yell, "Look." The intent is for them to keep moving forward without stopping or slowing down. Look behind their left shoulder, and that person behind them will hold up a number on 1 through 5, and that student is to yell out that number, but continue to move forward. The station in the middle is what we call a figure 8. Basically, we have the 2 cones, orange cones with arrows around them. They're numbered, so all they have to do is follow the numbered arrows, 1 through 10, 1 through 12. And if you follow them in order, you'll go around the 2 cones in the figure 8. Then they do that a couple times, and then they'll exit. And then the last station that you see there with the 2 lanes is what we call a slow race. So typically in a race, it's whoever finishes first is the winner. In the slow race, it's whoever finishes second. So the intent is to stay in your lane, pedal as slow as possible, maintain balance, and then but continue to move forward. And then whoever finishes in second is considered the winner. Then when they're done, they dismount and hand the bike off. If there's anyone waiting, hand the bike off to the next student in line. And then if there's enough time, they can do the course again. So again, we do have helmets. that we provide. We also have hair nets that we have. Some schools, they allow students to bring their own bike and helmets, which is fine. But if they are using our equipment, our helmets, we do have hair nets and helmets as well. So again, that's just what a typical rodeo looks like. A class, depending on the size, it averages about 20 to 22 students. At a typical rodeo, we do about 4 to 5 classes, and we can get those students in and at least done once in about 30 minutes. So the schools who continue to have these events say the students like them and they always want to know when they're having them again. So it's good to know that they are popular out there and that they want to know about bike safety. Another program that we have is what we call a bicycle safety checkpoint. We have these events from June through August at various locations in Lewis, Rehoboth, and Bethany Beach. The purpose of these events is to help inform the community on bicycle safety, local cycling routes, provide safety information such as trail maps. We do minor bike repairs or adjustments, and if their bike does not have one, we offer free front and rear lights, and also we offer a free helmet. The bottom shows this year's schedule, and there is a link where you could go to on the Delaware Bicycle Council website and see and get that link yourselves. So this won't be too far, but the first event is Thursday, May 28th, and we'll be at the Nike outlet here along Route 1 in Sussex County. Now, I will say this, the Bicycle Council, they assist in funding our checkpoints. They provide funding where we buy lights and helmets for these events. So I just wanted to give the Delaware Bicycle Council a little shout out that they do assist in this and in providing funding. We also partner with Sussex Cyclists and Delaware State Police. They come out and help at these events. If it wasn't for their help, we may not saying we wouldn't have them, but we may not be able to have as many because of getting volunteers. But Sussex Cyclists, they're a local cycling group down here, and they have been really, really helpful in getting volunteers to attend these events every year. And so they've been great to work with, and they always look forward to having these events because they also want to get the word out on bike safety as well. So like I said, if you want more information for the schedule, you can go to that link. And then the other program that the DelDOT Bicycle Program has is our J1 Bicycle Loan Program. In fact, there's a class going on right now. During the summer season, J1 students come to the United States, where a key part of their involves interacting with communities. And while here, a bicycle is their main mode of transportation. So DelDOT has a bike loan program that offers free bicycles and free repairs to J1 students during the summer season. There's a link that we have that the students beginning in February can reserve a bike by filling out a reservation form. And as part of that reservation form, they are required to take our bicycle safety seminar. At this seminar, we explain the rules and laws of cycling in Delaware, We have a video that we show the students that goes over how to safely bicycle around Sussex County, where to bicycle, where we recommend riding their bicycle. And we also include where we recommend, like, during the day, stay off Route 1 if you can, take trails. As part of the video, we also let them know of other programs that are available that they could use instead of a bike. And as part of this program, we do offer them helmets. Now, since all these students are over 18, they're not required to take them. However, many do. So that's a good sign. And we emphasize the need of wearing that helmet at all times when riding their bike. We also provide them a lock, and we can't stress enough that they need to lock their bikes at all times when they're not using their bike. Bikes do get stolen, and when they let us know that the bike is stolen, the first thing we ask them is, was the bike locked? And they do admit, no, I was only gone for a minute. It doesn't take long for someone to steal a bike. So once they complete this course, they go and select a bicycle that fits them. And we have a little road course out here in the parking lot, so that we know that they can safely ride a bicycle. And then once they complete that, we record the bike number that the student selected. And then the student selects a 4-digit code for the bike lock. And then we record that information. So if something happens to that bike and we need to come and get it, we at least have the code to the lock. The student, again, can use the bike for as long as they're here for the summer. And during that time, again, if anything needs to be fixed, they can bring it back here to the bike garage, and we will fix it for free. The bike garage does have limited hours. We are open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays from 9 a.m. till noon. Wednesdays from 2 p.m. to 5. And then Fridays from 9 a.m. till noon. Those are the hours that, again, the bike garage is open to work on bikes. Now, from now till about the end of the summer, the bike garage is open earlier for the seminars, but that's just for the seminars. And then once the student is about to leave, go back home, what they do is they are to return the bike to us. And if they return it after hours, which is fine, we just ask them to lock it to our bike rack, and then just send us an email with the bike number and the lock combination, so that we know we get the bike back. I believe last year we loaned bicycles out to 430 students. We have in our inventory of 400 bicycles. So a lot of them are donated bicycles, in which case, the mechanics that we have here work on those bikes all summer. We have 2 designated mechanics or that are employed. They are casual seasonal employees with DelDOT. And then we have an additional 5 to 7 volunteers, private volunteers that come in on their own time to help with the program, because they want to help the students. And so we're very appreciative of those volunteers and the work that they do to help, not only repair these bikes, but the work they do to help the students out as well. And then now we do, each year we do get a number of bicycles that are stolen. I think last year we had about 10% of our inventory that was lost due to stolen bikes. Rehoboth PD has been great to work with. They know our bikes when they see them. They know our decal. So if they have one of our bikes, they'll contact me and let me know, and then I go pick them up. But even after the season's over, we don't get back about 10% of our inventory. So we really rely on donated bikes to make up the difference. So again, this year we have 400 bikes available, and we started our seminars back in April, or I'm sorry, March, because students are coming in that early. Not a lot, but they are arriving, in which they need a bike. We'll see. We're hoping to see a pickup in students in the next couple weeks, and the seminars that we offer, again, they're on Wednesdays. Early in the season, March to end of April, there's only one seminar on Wednesdays, and that's in 10 o'clock in the morning. Beginning of May till the end of the summer season, we have two seminars. First one is at 10 a.m. and a second one is at 2 p.m. Again, I like to give a shout out to Rehoboth Beach PD. They typically send an officer to our seminars as well, to talk to the students on safety, all around safety, not only bicycle safety, especially in the beach areas. So not only do we have our video, but we also have the local police department here as well, and we do have DART. They come down and talk about their programs as well, and about riding a bus or other means of transportation if not able to ride a bicycle. So we do have, like I said, a lot of participation from other agencies, which is great to see. So if you want to know more about our bike loan program, you can go to the website below. And then this slide here, last year, I was tasked, or our section was tasked, with developing a new activity book. For many years, we had what we called the Ladybug activity book, which was about bike safety. But it was probably 20 years old. And so we were tasked to come up with an updated activity book. So last year, it was completed, where we did a walking and bike safety activity book. And what we see here on the screen is what was released. So this is our walking and biking safety activity book, which was, again, released back in November. And it's designed to help children and adults understand the importance of biking and walking safety. These books are distributed at community events and at bike rodeos. So for bike rodeos, when I talk to the school, I get the number of students that will be participating. Then I deliver the books to the instructor, and then the instructor can use this book as part of their curriculum when teaching bike safety. So this has been a pretty popular book in a short period of time that we've released it. So we've gotten some positive feedback from it. So we're happy to hear that. And then many of you may have seen this already, but this is our new bicycle and pedestrian friendly guide. A couple years ago, I'm sorry, I was working with someone from Bike Delaware, and we had an old Delaware bicycle law brochure that really needed to be updated. So we worked together and came up with this new brochure. And this brochure is a little different than the other, as this brochure goes over information and responsibilities for motorists, bicyclists, and pedestrians on roadways and trails. And we provide this brochures at community events, but we've also given it to hotels in the area, chambers of commerce, state parks, and bicycle shops. especially in the Sussex County. And again, we've got nothing but positive feedback from those who have seen it and read it. And recently, Sussex cyclists, they're going to take some of these brochures and start distributing them as well to other businesses throughout Sussex County, kind of get the word out on bicycle and pedestrian safety. So one of the main comments that we got back when I was working on this brochure with Bike Delaware was that, you know, there was nothing in there about trail etiquette. And so that was one of the panels that I wanted to make sure that we had trail etiquette. We get complaints all the time, you know, from all the users, bicyclists and pedestrians, that one or the other doesn't know trail etiquette. So we're hoping that this brochure, especially given to hotels, that if people take it and read it, oops, I'm sorry, hold on. Oops, sorry. Take it and read it, that they at least know what to do when out in the on the trails. So we're hoping this helps as well. All right. Now, a couple years ago, as part of the J1 program, I was tasked with trying to create something that students could use on their phone to help them bicycle around the beach areas safely. So working with a consultant, we came up using our Bike at the Beach maps. We came up with the Bike at the Beach website. So there is a link and also a QR code to this website. And what you do is, once you get on that link through your phone, it uses our Bike at the Beach maps to track your location. So when you enter the website, an icon will pop up on your phone, which shows you where you are at. Then when you ride your bike, the icon will move as you move. So, and using the Bike at the Beach map, you can also be able to ride around the beach areas and get to destinations, either for work or just general, like going shopping or eating. So it's to help make it easier for J1 students to get around the beach areas. Now, it was released earlier this year, so it's kind of in the early stages. We are looking to expand on it in the future, but right now it is limited to just the resort areas. So it's basically from Route 16 South, Route 30 to Route 113 West, and then north of the state line. And so that's the area that this website has. Again, early stages, we are expecting to expand on it in the future to include, you know, at one time, you know, we're looking to make this statewide. But the intent originally was to create something for J1 students to help them get around the resort areas easier for those who may not, you know, have been here before, like this is their first time here. But then we decided to release it for anyone to use down at the beach areas. So we're trying to get the word out as best we can about this website, and for people to try it out and let us know. At this website, there are pictures that you can see. You can make comments. It shows you destinations like restrooms or trailheads, bike shops, So if you're riding around, you need to get to a bike shop, you can use this website to find where the closest bike shop is. It still needs to be improved, but in my opinion, it's a good first step, and we're hoping that it's a success. So I encourage you, if you are in the area and are going to be doing some biking, to just try this website out and then let us know how you think. So this is definitely something new. We let the students know about it. It's like every student has a phone, so while they're here, they can scan that QR code and use it whenever they feel like they want to. So we're hoping this becomes a success. Oh, I'm sorry. And this is just the second one, where if you go to the map, that's you click here, and there's also has a menu for local trails, getting to trailheads, bicycle shops, like I said previously. So you can go to the next one. And then e-bike safety. The Delaware Bicycle Council and DelDOT have seen e-bikes grow across Delaware, and the need for more safety on e-bikes. So DelDOT, in working with Delaware Bicycle Council and other state agencies, are trying to get are seeing a need for a clear public understanding of e-bikes and what they are in the different classes, how to identify them, where they're permitted, and who is allowed to operate them. So again, we are working with other state agencies and the council to address these safety considerations. They could include things such as speeds, riders' responsibilities, general use guidance. Understanding these rules will help everyone's safety and promote responsible riding in our community. This isn't going to be fixed overnight, so it will take some time, but we do see the need for more e-bike safety, and we are definitely working on that to assure that everyone who considers getting an e-bike knows what is required of them before getting one, and that not all e-bikes are the same, because we've seen that just for instance, a class 1 and 2 bikes have a maximum speed of 20 miles per hour, yet a class 3 has a maximum speed of 28, with each having a motor of a 750 watt motor, where you can go on the internet and you can see bikes that are claiming to be e-bikes, but when you look at the specifications, the wattage is higher, and then the speeds can go 35 miles per hour or higher. And so we just want to try to get the word out as best we can about what qualifies as an e-bike under Delaware law. So hopefully this will reduce accidents that we are seeing, because we are seeing more and more accidents now involving e-bikes, or at least involving electric devices. So we need to start getting ahead of this as fast as we can to get this safety information out, in order for people to make the right decisions when purchasing an e-bike. So we are currently working on that, and as soon as we have anything that's ready to be released, we will be releasing it. So so that's the end of my presentation. I want to say thank you for listening to this. Hopefully you were able to, you learned something that you didn't know about the DelDOT Bike Program. And if there's any questions, please let me know.
Thanks so much,
Over to
John.
Amy.
Yep, thank you so much. I think we do have a question. Diane, you could go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, John, thank you so much for all of these programs. I have a couple things. I notice everything is heavily in Sussex County. I live in Kent County, and it would be great if you could do some bike safety checkpoints maybe in the Kent County area, because I'll tell you what, I can't tell you how many times I'm driving down the road at night and come up upon a bicycle that has absolutely no lights on it whatsoever. Boy, and mostly they're kids. So that would be very helpful if you could do that. One of my biggest beefs is riding out on the roads. We usually go out to like Bombay Hook or Woodland Beach. But there seems to be so many motorists that don't know that they can cross that double yellow line to pass bicyclists. They come right up against us in the same lane. It is frightening. Is there any way to get this message out, maybe on social media or some way that we can blast it to the public at large?
I would think so. I can contact our community relations section and maybe see if they can do something out on social media about, some of the new laws that were passed about passing on the double yellow, just to kind of a reminder. So I will reach out to our community's relations and see if they can do something like that. So
That would be fantastic. Thank you so much, John.
okay, thank you.
And I believe there was another question, Ruth Ann.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much. John, I do have a few questions. I'm with the Delaware Restaurant Association. Of course, the beach area and our industry. This is amazing. I did not know about this until a week or so ago when Amy sent me the information about this webinar. I don't know if you want to meet offline because I have very specific questions regarding the industry, but overall, let me just ask a general. Out of your inventory of 400 bikes, are there still some left? Is it too late to promote this?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Like I said, we've only received about 230 applications right now. Now, we have
Okay.
400 in our fleet, but we only loan out 350. We try
Okay.
to keep 50 in case some bikes are stolen or some bikes are damaged beyond repair. So we limit it to about 350, and so there's still some bikes left. So
Okay.
if you know of any students that are in need of a bike, please have them go to that website and sign up sign up that reservation form ASAP, because they do go quickly.
Okay, we have an HR roundtable coming up with our in our industry down at the beach on May 12th. Would it be too late to promote it then? Would you want to speak? Can I use some of these slides if you're not able to come speak? Or is May 12th too late for that one?
You could use whatever slides you want to use from this presentation.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that is Bike to Work week. And
Okay.
every day of that week, I have a bike event that I'm either attending or doing. So it
Okay.
would probably be difficult for me to make the 12th.
Okay, not a problem. But just a heads up, I am going to get in touch with you earlier for next year for our earlier HR roundtables to
Oh, yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
get you there. Thank you so much for your information.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks, Ruth Ann. And then I see we have another question. I believe this is Debbie.
Hey, John, it's Debbie Donovan. For those of you who don't know me, I am the former ISOP International Student Program Coordinator for the volunteers. The program no longer exists. I retired, but I'm working with John for the kids to get the students the bikes and coordinate it with the sponsors. John, my question is, and I'm sure the answer is there's blame on both ends, but in your opinion, from what you've seen, how many of the bike accidents are only related to student ignorance as opposed to driver ignorance. I've seen as, I'm sorry, I don't remember who, was it Ruth? Who was the last speaker? Indicated that the drivers are not respectful of them. And I've seen a number of kids that have been involved in accidents. And in just my opinion, from what I've seen over the years, there's a lot of blame to go around, but a lot of these people, particularly in the summer, have vacation brain, and I just want to get there, and they're not aware of the kids and the bike regulations and things like that.
Yeah, that's a good question. For the accidents, I hate to say this, not all accidents are reported to the police.
Right.
Where we, DelDOT, don't know about them until the students show up and their bike is damaged. And so we're only hearing it from the student. And then, the student is saying, I was going, on southbound Route 1 on the sidewalk. The driver was at an intersection, didn't look right, and continued on and then hit me. And we emphasize in our safety video that, if you are on the sidewalk and you're riding against the flow of traffic, which is fine when you're on the sidewalk, when you get to intersections, do not assume that that person making a right turn at an intersection is going to see you, because they're only going to look left. And then if they see an opening, they're going to go. So we tell the students to make sure you stop at each of these intersections and make eye contact before crossing. Again, not all accidents are reported. We only hear what the students is saying. Some are like, the person backed up into me, hit my bike, and then left. Some students say after the person hit me, they gave me a few bucks and left. So again, not all these accidents are reported. So I really don't know. I mean, it might be.
Gotcha.
It might be. I'm not going to say, it might be 60-40 maybe when it comes to, vehicle motorist fault versus student's fault.
Okay.
But it's very tough to make that decision when, like I said, these accidents aren't reported to the police and on an official report, and we're only hearing it from hearsay from the students. So
true.
Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a really good answer on that one.
All right.
It's unfortunate, but we, like I said, we try our best at these seminars to tell the students, especially when you're riding through intersections, don't assume that that driver is going to see you before crossing that intersection. And then I think last year there was a student in coming home in Lewis who was doing everything right and got hit by a drunk driver. So and the driver left the scene of the crime. They eventually caught the person, but still, there was not, that student did nothing wrong, but was involved in an accident. So,
all righty, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Debbie. And I think that's good information statewide for anybody who is cycling, whether you're down in the resort area, which gets very congested, but even statewide for Delaware. And again, John, I want to thank you. If anybody else has any questions, we have John's information. We will be sending this information out. I know we went a little beyond time, but I think it's great conversations, all good information. If we can just go to the next slide, James, I'd appreciate it. Real quick, if you want to register for Delaware Commute Solutions, is how you can go either directly to our website. You could scan the QR code to go to our app. With Bike Month, we obviously are encouraging biking, but just remember, it's all clean commute options: carpooling, transit, biking, walking, van pulling, working from home, compressed work weeks. If you're doing any of those, sign up for Delaware Commute Solutions so you can utilize our benefits. And if you do have questions about Delaware Commute Solutions, please feel free to reach out to us. Any one of us would be happy to help you in any transportation questions you may have. We could also go to the next slide. I just want to share for Bike Month, we do have our May campaign. So if you are a registered Delaware Commute Solutions member and you're recording a bike trip, you will be entered into a $100 gift card drawing at the end of the month. So get those bike trips recorded for May. And as John said, there are some bike to work days. Delaware Commute Solutions, along with John and DelDOT, will be at the Bike in Newark, which is at Mentor Circle at University of Delaware, and that is Friday. Oh, the date is escaping me. It's Friday the 15th, I believe.
15th.
And then, yep. And then Kathleen and John will also be at Dover, which is going to be the Thursday, the 14th. So there are a couple dates, and I know, John, you have some other dates that I'm sure you can share with the group as well. And let me just go to the last slide. Let's see. Here is our information if you have specific questions with Delaware Commute Solutions. I thank you all for joining us today. As a reminder, we will be sending this information out. You can share this with your network. If you have specific questions, you'll also have John's email. Please feel free to reach out to him. He is a great resource to have when it comes to discussing biking throughout Delaware. Thanks so much, John.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.